In beautiful Stafford, Virginia, the greens and fairways are just the beginning. Discover our scenic trails, paddle our rivers, and enjoy nature's grandeur. Your taste buds will thank you as you visit our award-winning breweries and wineries. In Stafford, the history, stories, and legends of America's past are waiting to be discovered. Whether you're chasing outdoor adventure, family fun, or a place to unwind, Stafford has it all. Just off I-95 and closer than you think. Plan your visit at tourstaffordva.com. Stafford, where your story starts.
Golfin Around is sponsored by Tour Stafford, Virginia. Team USA versus Team Scotland Amateur Golf Championships. You could win a trip to St. Andrews, Scotland. Tourism Ireland. Squares Golf Shoes.
A new kind of golf shoe. The first real balance of lightweight comfort and proven performance. More stability, more comfort, more distance. The new LT Series by Squares.
Introducing the Level Playing Field podcast, a video podcast dedicated to shining a light on the new and ever-changing world of amateur and professional sports. Featuring Olympian and NCAA standout wrestler Dennis Attia sharing his bold opinions on the development of NIL, the transfer portal, and how collegiate scholarships are being reshaped across the country. Each episode dives into the stories, the controversies, and the real impact these changes are having on athletes, schools, and fans. You can find every episode on YouTube, Spotify, and at DennisAttia.com.
I learned in the Marine Corps, when I carried a rifle during the Vietnam War, that you always do what you say you'll do, period. I said our new Gen 6 golf clubs would be of the highest quality, incredibly long, blazing fast, beyond forgiving, and gorgeous to look at. And I'm here to tell you today, they are exactly that. To learn more, visit pxg.com, then schedule your custom fitting today. Hoorah! PXG, nobody makes golf clubs the way we do, period.
Welcome back to the Golfin Around Radio Hour. I'm your host, Randy the Tank Tantlinger. I bet you folks listening didn't know that I've got Irish blood in me. I do. Mom's side of the family's from up on the coast, from Donegal area, Galway area. We're not exactly sure. And folks, I love Ireland. It unlocks my DNA when I'm there. I feel my Irish heritage. And I absolutely love Ireland. I've been there 10 times. Last year we featured Royal Portrush, which hosted the Open Championship last year. Doggone it, Rory, you couldn't bring it home. But it's amazing. I'd never really been to Dingle Peninsula, which is in the southwest corner. And I think God saved the best for last. We're joined now by Kieran from the CastleGregory golf course on the Dingle Peninsula. And I think, Kieran, you could speak better than I ever can about the beauty of Dingle Peninsula.
How are yous doing in that, Randy?
Yuns! How do you know how to say yuns?
I had a wonderful teacher once upon a time, Lachelle Carl, who came from Pittsburgh, and she was very fond of introducing that lingo into our vocabulary.
Well spoken, sir. Well spoken. You get 5 points for knowing yuns.
I'm glad to hear it, though. I could talk all day about CastleGregory and the Dingle Peninsula. And I suppose the easiest way of putting it is that the world is painted in different colors there. I mean, it's not just the same. Like the whole scenery and the colors can change from, hour to hour, never mind day to day and week to week, or month to month, year to year. I mean, it's just such a beautiful part of the world. And especially now coming into summertime when we've got the long evenings. I mean, the sun doesn't go down till after 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. at night. I mean, the sun sets in eastern Brazil before it sets in the west coast of Ireland this time of year. So it's just absolutely fantastic.
folks, it's absolutely stunningly beautiful. I promise you, you've never seen topography, landscapes like the Dingle Peninsula. And Kieran, I've been blessed. God's blessed me to travel all around the world, from Thailand to Africa to Brazil, Iceland. And for me to be awe-stricken by another destination like Dingle was like a child unwrapping a Christmas gift on Christmas morning. I was just so delighted. Denny with golftrips.com enjoyed it as well. He was with me. Just the drive, folks. Again, Dingle Peninsula is down in the southwest corner. It's absolutely stunningly beautiful. You stop in the little town of Dingle and enjoy their heritage there with the world famous dolphin who's now left us, and the politeness. And you make your way to the north coast of the Dingle Peninsula. The drive alone is stunningly beautiful. But when you pull into the clubhouse, you start to see right away that maybe CastleGregory is a little bit different because of the topography of the land. Kieran, this wonderful golf course is 9 holes, but it makes it feel when you're done that you've played 18, is the way I felt, because you've really got to bring your A game to play the course. Let's walk through the 9 holes and discover CastleGregory golf links now. The first hole's a good hole to warm up on, isn't it?
It absolutely is. Although that said, there is a little bit of danger off the tee immediately. We have a lake called Loch Gill, which runs down the entire length of the first hole. And I don't know if any astrophysicists have ever kind of done any experiments there, but it can be an absolute golf ball magnet at times. So you want to try and keep away from the water on the first. But I'd say it's hard done because it's about 550 yards from tee to green. So yeah, just try and keep on the left-hand side of the fairway. There's a lovely bunker on the left-hand side that is usually most people aim at, and only the very unfortunate end up in it. You also have the wind at your back at that stage. So the prevailing wind comes from the southwest. So it's coming over your shoulder there. So usually it helps you, especially with the par 5.
You know what, for me, Kieran, it's as if the mountains formed the backdrop to the first 2 to 3 holes. It's just so beautiful, folks. You see these wonderful mountains in the background, the estuary to the right of hole number 1. And yes, Kieran and I did plunk up my first ball in there. Made a beautiful slice hook, whatever the thing did, and plunk it went. No,
you're not the only one, Randy. You're not the only one. Plenty of others, including myself, have suffered a similar fate.
Some guy would make a good living as a scuba diver reselling golf balls in there.
I have seen people out on boats and jumping off their boats and collecting the golf balls, as you say, especially around the first green, because you do have to come across the water. Depending on your angle, you do have to. The water is still in play. So yeah, plenty of golf balls have ended up there.
So if you don't hit the water, they've allowed you at CastleGregory to warm up, but right away on hole number 2, you're challenged. What an awesome par 3! Describe that, Kieran.
Again, that was I don't think that could have been any better designed. It's just nature's way. You've got an uphill par 3. It's almost 200 yards, and the wind is kind of coming across you there. It's an absolutely fantastic par 3. There's also, if you go up at the left-hand side, you can go up what we call the runway up to the green. But if you tail off any little bit to the right, you're down in the little valley. Some people would call it the Valley of Death, but I'm so used to it now. I'm comfortable taking that shot on up to the green.
The corpse of my golf ball found its way into the Valley of Death. I came up short, and man, the shot uphill was work. What would you think that shot up there is it's got to be 50 yards elevation change, 40 yards.
Definitely, yeah. It's as I say, it's a tough par three, and that I think was the way the course was designed at the time. You had these long par threes and some short par fours, which we'll come on to. But yeah, the long par threes would be quite low on the index scale. You know, they are tough shots. We do have an alternative tee box from about 155 yards that we sometimes play, but you still need to hit a very good golf shot to hit the green. Even though it's closer, you still it's just a hard. You know that you've done very well if you've hit the green in one on the second hole.
No, hole number 3, really is a challenging hole. If my memory serves correct, it's a postage stamp green that slants down to the left and just an immediate drop off on that hole. How would you play number 3 if it was you, Kieran?
Well, number three is very tough because it is actually the highest point of the golf course, and it is the place where you get the fantastic views, or some of the fantastic views, as you say, of the Sleeve-Mish Mountains and the lake on your left. You can see Mount Brandon in the distance and the village of Stradbilla just above us, and all the fields around us. Some wag used to call it Stradbilla Fields forever when he stands on that tee box. And so it is a short par 4, so it does tempt you to take out your driver and hit it as close to the green as you can. But the camber of the fairway, as you were talking about, it directs everything off the fairway and into a little bit of trouble. So if you're not on the fairway, you'll be in trouble. There's trouble left, there's trouble right, and there's trouble long. So yeah, just a mid-iron out to the middle of the fairway to about 110, 115 yards, and then hit another shot in from there, another iron shot in from there. If you have the skill to keep it under the wind, because you're usually playing into the prevailing wind at that stage, it's a good skill to learn there, hitting it off the back foot. And as you say, it's a small green that's slightly angled away from the fairway. And if you kind of pull the shot or anything, you're down into a little bunker or down into the rough below the green. And that is technically our easiest hole. It's only about 250 yards. As I say, so that's why it tempts an awful lot of people to take out their driver. But there's trouble lurking everywhere.
You're listening to the Golfin Around Radio Hour. I'm your host, Randy the Tank Tantlinger, joined by Kieran with the CastleGregory Golf Club in beautiful Dingle, Ireland. Absolutely beautiful golf course. You know, folks, links golf. A lot of people in America, Kieran, have never played links. They thought they did because they were in Nebraska, and the golf course was called the Huckleberry Links Golf Course. However, they were missing one item, and that's called a beautiful ocean right beside the golf course in Nebraska. Folks, you got to have an ocean to be a real links golf course. You have to have that sand base. And the term links is the land right up against the ocean that links the ocean to the inland. And that land is sand-based, which gives its topography a way to build beautiful mounds. These high mounds you see on a links golf course. And as we start to, Kieran, get into 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and 9, those sand mounds and dunes really come into play.
Yeah. After 4 brings you back towards the clubhouse, 5 is another long par 3 that brings you right to the ocean's edge. So right on the 6th tee box, you get one of the most fantastic views of Brandon Bay. It's one of the longest beaches in Ireland. It's about, I think, 12 kilometers long. They run during the summer. It's the only place in Europe, I think, where you can run a whole half marathon on the beach. So it gives you an idea of how vast the landscape is here. So just on that 6 tee box, the panoramic view is just absolutely stunning. And as you say, the wind and the weather has created these dunes. sometimes actually that's still a problem because it is technically a mobile dune system. The sand at times has come in, and it's actually the amount of sand blows if the wind comes in from a particular direction can land an awful lot of sand on the course. Well, on certain holes on 6 and 7, as they are just right down beside the sea. We have taken preventative measures in the last couple of years, and thankfully there's been no new sand blows in the last 2 or 3 years. But there has been a couple of inches of extra soil or sand has raised the level of the fairways, and we had to do a job on the sprinkler system just to put the sprinklers back into the right position and make sure it was getting irrigated properly. And now it is in absolutely fantastic condition. And yeah, that's you're going up and down through the dunes through 6 and 7.
Amazing. Is it 6 or 7 that once you hit the fairway, you've got to go back up the hill into the green that just is encircled by the dunes, almost standing there as sentinels and guards? Is that 6 or 7?
That's 7. Yeah.
That's a great golf.
If you do manage to hit the fairway, because the wind and everything is, and the camber of the fairway is kind of trying to blow you off down to the right-hand corner. But if you manage to stick on the fairway, you'll have a great view of the green in the distance, about 150 yards away, just sitting by itself. And there's a lovely little trail that you have to go down and up to it. Yeah, it's beautiful. Then it's my favorite hole. It's my favorite hole on the golf course.
Yeah, I could see why. It's gorgeous the way the green complex is surrounded by the dunes, but the fact that it's so challenging to get out of the fairway up the hill. Now, it would be number 8 then, if memory serves correct, that the tee shot puts you in the fairway. Then it's like a beautiful green. It's an island green almost. Is that right? Is that 8 or 9?
That's that would be 8th, and 8 would kind of, a lot of people would say, would be our signature kind of golf hole, and that you could put it in on any course in the open golf rota, and it would hold its it would match any hole that's on in any course there. So it's a raised green, again about 400 yards from tee to green, and it is a raised green at the end. So it's just it's an absolutely cracking hole. There's a little bit of water danger in front of the green as well, about 100 yards in front of the green. A little brook going across it that you have to navigate. Make sure you navigate safely, and then try and hit the green with the second shot.
Yeah, I can't. You can almost see these young kids, Kieran, these 20-somethings, man, hit the drive so far today. I imagine that a couple of them have stepped up on that tee box and said, you know what? I can carry that pond and make that green. I could see a young buck doing that.
There's a few who tried, but the main problem again is that hole is mainly back into the prevailing wind. But every now and again, we get an eastern wind coming behind you on that hole, and that's when they really give it a lash.
Well, I didn't say young kids like my former self were smart. I just said they were full of gusto. But I could see them stepping up there.
Well, that's the thing, Randy. There's plenty of danger on the course. It's not for the faint-hearted if you really want to go and challenge yourself. It will test every area of your game. I've been playing it now since I was a kid, and I've never got bored of it.
No, I don't think you could. You mentioned the wind, the weather conditions on the north side of the Dingle Peninsula. The ever-changing what you might be in. Now, we were blessed with some glorious sunshine. Your good man there, Brian, took us out for the day and hosted us, and it was just a glorious blue sky day. But I could only imagine when that fog and that rain sets in, and in America, we go, I'm going to wait for a sunny day. Well, in Ireland, they don't wait for the sun to be coming out. If it's raining and storming, you have a nice Irish coffee with some Baileys or, some Jameson whiskey, and you head out on the golf course and you test yourself against the elements. Kieran, I appreciate your time. And I can't wait to come back and visit you guys. I may be heading back with a golf group. I do some tour operating in October, and I have a choice between Dublin or coming back to the Southwest and Dingle. And I'm kind of leaning towards the Dingle Peninsula again to come see you folks.
Well, we'd love to have you again, Randy. We'd love to give you another go at it. And you know, the weather would probably be a little bit different in October than that fine sunny day that you're talking about. But like it's part of the fun of golf. This is the kind of weather that golf was. It originated from in Scotland and in the Netherlands in these coastal areas. So I mean, just enjoy it. We've had a heat wave in the country last week, and this week it's a little bit more stormy. But the people playing the course are still enjoying it. They're still having great fun.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Well, we do appreciate your time, Kieran. And folks, log on to golfinaround.org, golfinaround.org, golfinaround.org. Here shortly, you'll be able to see some videos of CastleGregory. Our summer edition of our magazine's coming out soon. We'll be featuring CastleGregory in the magazine. All right, Kieran, tell the lads there in the pro shop I'll be coming back in October, so load up on Guinness.
We can't wait to see you.
All right. Now, by the way, I'm staying at your house.